From Space Samurai to regular Samurai, let's talk Legend of the Five Rings RPG. Got another class guide, Samurai School Guide and Review for the Worldy Ronin Path. They're Bushi Courtier, and they are the 31st school in the core rulebook, and they're not attached to any clan, which makes them very flexible, and they are to be used for a wide variety of characters. The book recommends that they are, well, because they're Worldly Ronin, there would either be Ronin, Lordless Samurai, who maybe they took a gap year after they graduated from high school, college, whatever. They did their Gunpuku, completed their Jedi trials to become a fully fledged adult and samurai, but they want to spend time just wandering around with their little cardboard sign, will samurai for food, and, you know, maybe gain some skills, reputation, pledge himself to maybe a higher ranking lord, which this just makes me think of the huts in Edge of the Empire, where you if you're a playable hut, you're really young, you spend some time gaining reputation, so when you become more of a traditional hut lord, you're at higher status. That's what I think of. I can't think of Worldly Ronin without thinking of a hut with a samurai sword. So that's what's in my head if that's what you're playing. I just want you to know, players. Anyway, they are also really good for peasants. In the back of the book, there are alternate rules for different types of campaigns, alternate character creation rules. One of them is you're all peasants. Though you could easily just be some people are peasants. I'm going to do a video on running a game with peasants, or playing as a peasant, all the different options and what it means, making sure the players aren't too vulnerable as peasants in a world of samurai. There's a lot of things you could do so they don't just get, you know, executed. Some NPC is like, is my new blade sharp enough? And just cuts a player's head off. Hilarious, but, you know, maybe don't do it too often. Anyway, you can play them as a peasant. We have a peasant family rules in the back of the book, which is actually objectively worse than what it should be. Instead of any two labor skills of your choice, it's just any two skills of your choice. That's in the errata, free on the website, so it's better, even more flexible and awesome, the peasant family. You could also use Worldly Ronin, and this isn't really the book's suggestion, but absolutely, as just another option for your clan. You want to play a Dragon Clan person, and maybe you really want to play an archer, or even just like a regular sword warrior, but you just don't like the school that they have. You know, they don't have an archer, and they have a dual-wielding swordman, but you just want to be like a solo swordman, and I don't want that school ability. It feels like kind of a waste. Can I just be a regular swordman? So you build a samurai with Worldly Ronin, or whatever else. Minor clans especially benefit from this because they have one or maybe two schools, so not a lot of choice there. Take your knowledge of the lore from previous editions, or just from the lore at present, make a school that you don't have, you know exists in the game. There's other books that have other schools for these clans, and you really want to play a Crane Clan artisan, whatever they're called, use Worldly Ronin to build it, or I don't know, sky's the limit, but yeah, anyone should be able to play this to play a regular samurai as well, of their choosing. Or you don't like the Heated Defenders as they are? Fantasy Flight did not do the Heated Defenders justice or something for some reason. They were better in previous editions. Well, maybe rebuild them to your liking more with this, I guess. Ninjas especially, if you want to play a ninja from a clan that's not Scorpion, or even if you want to play a Scorpion ninja, but you just don't like that particular ninja, play a Worldly Ronin and build your ninja how you want. Most great clans, they're going to have some sort of ninjas with all of their kingdoms and castles and lands. They're going to have at least a couple ninjas lying around, right? Probably, maybe even a school for ninja-ing, and later books, Courts of Stone introduces a Lion Clan ninja, Crane Clan ninja. Other people have ninjas. I guess Haruma Scout's technically a Crab Clan ninja. But if you want to play a clan ninja, or mercenary ninja, or whatever else, and you don't have a mercenary shinobi, or they have crappy honor, so this might be a better... There are so many different types of characters that Worldly Ronin can make, as long as they're not magical in nature. You know, they're not Shigenja, they're Bushi Courtier, so combat talker, basically anything non-magical. And the reason they can play all these different types of characters be built in that way is because they have a bunch of features, unique or just really rare, that are really flexible, which is really saying something, because in general this character creation system tends to be fairly flexible. It's less about giving you cool stuff or restricting or whatever, just more encouraging you to focus in certain areas, therefore you are better in those areas. There's a huge emphasis on that, so really flexible, these people even more so. Let's list the ways. First of all, any two different rings get a bonus. Any two of your choice. Normally, it's two specific ones you get to pick. It makes sense because You could come from any clan, or any clan's lands. If you're playing a peasant, you would just take the stats from that clan. And then your family, well, either the peasant family, where you have flexibility, any ring, or from the family from that particular clan that you're coming from. So many different combinations of rings, they don't want you to screw over your character, right? So pick any 2 different rings, makes sense. We also have the ability, School of Waves. Basically, every school rank, you pick a curriculum skill that will always be a curriculum skill, or a school skill. But you always get full credit towards leveling up by putting points into that skill. Also, you get a little bit of help with your dice pool on that skill check, which I think I might have overstated, because I misread it. Apparently, I had a brain fart, and I misread it, how it actually works. It's not as good as I originally thought. It doesn't make you objectively better at the check, but it does help you. It makes it easier to do the thing. It's slightly different. It's important to make the distinction. Anyway, you're better at the thing that you pick. So if you want to play an archer, or if you want to play a craftsman, pick that skill as your first one. Always a curriculum skill. You can upgrade it at any time and level up as efficiently as possible. And also you have a bit of help on those checks. Now for our starting skills, we get to choose 5 of 7. Benefits of being a non-magical user. You're choosing what not to get a free rank in. Again, it depends a lot on your family and your clan, what skill ranks you got from there. Ideally, you want to double up on free ranks if you can, or even triple up, because you're maxed out at 3 ranks in a skill. Because as ranks get higher, they get more expensive, so you get more bang for your buck. Free points, essentially, if you get additional free ranks at a higher ranks for free is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, big emphasis on combat. Wow, all 3 combat skills you can get free ranks in if you really want. We also have stuff that really brings to life someone who's has to wander around, sometimes do odd jobs just to get by, very labor intensive, someone who's physically fit, a little samurai training. Also, your ninjas get a little help with some ninja-ing stuff here. It's really hard to recommend any skill because I don't know what you're doing, too many variables, and you're going to have at least 1 free rank in a combat skill here. Normally that's the only thing I would recommend because you have so much help with combat in general. You're really good at combat and something else. That's sort of how I see the tree. It's just so much geared in that direction, whether it be talking or whatever else. So yeah, whatever skills float your boat. What other decisions do we make? Well, we get free kata, which are tier 2. We get to pick 1 of 2 different ones. 1 is ranged, 1 is melee combat. Again, whatever do you want to do? Do you really want to be an archer? Are you playing Worldy Ronin because you really want to play an archer? Don't really have that many options, or the options we do have suck? Well, go with that, and you'll have some help with archery. There's not a lot of ranged techniques, so to get a higher one early is really helpful for an archer, so they're a good option for archer. But if you don't want to be a ranged person, then go with the other one. Overall, I like the other one better because it deals with counterattacking while you're in guard. So if you guard yourself or someone else, you can counterattack. You can be more defensive while attacking, protect someone while attacking. It's great to have right away. Yojimboing, bodyguarding, a pretty common Ronin job as they're samuraiing for food across the countryside, so that makes sense. Now, another thing to look out for, which at a glance I could see people having a brain fart, making a mistake. So there's a skill that you see a couple times in your curriculum. Martial arts, choose 1, in parentheses. At a glance, some people might think, oh, okay, that's the group skill, or, oh no, wait. We pick 1 to be our, because it's an individual skill. It's not the skill group of that curriculum. So when you get to that rank, or I guess I don't technically know the order of operations, it feels right. Once you get to that rank in your school, you graduate into it, or at character creation with rank 1, you pick a combat skill. And for that rank, that's one of your curriculum skills. So if you really want, you could at different times focus on melee, then at range later on, or just focus the entire time on martial combat. You have a lot of flexibility there. You could get really good at multiple combat weapons or types of weapons. And also, it's good to focus on combat in general because you have so much flexibility there. It's easier to focus on the other areas when you're doing a combat whatever hybrid when you need them to, because you might not have as much flexibility. Only at rank 1 do I get the skill I really want that's really important to my character build as a curriculum skills, unless of course you just take it as part of your school ability, but you don't have to. So yeah, there is no excuse not to buy stuff, especially skills, or just stuff in general that are within your curriculum. No reason to go outside your curriculum to buy stuff unless it's a ring, but you can plan your build out to where you don't really have to do that as quickly. You don't have to be like, oh, I really want to raise this, but I can't raise it after character creation. I have to raise my void rank first. Flexibility, flexibility, flexibility is the name of the game. Do what you want as long as what you want is not magic. And finally, their rank 6 ability is insane. You can get rank 6 in your skills, the ones that you pick. So you can damn near be objectively better than anyone in that particular skill, although they might also have school abilities which make them better at it. But yeah, you're basically the best of the best in that area for the most part. Or potentially, get techniques on top of it. Anyway, really great school. The only downside is the fact that there's not a whole lot of character to it for the most part. I mean, one of the biggest strengths is that the mechanics and the character and the story and all that, they're so tied together in this game. And I just plain don't find it as interesting to sit down to play whatever I want. I want to play a specific school, but that's just me. And some people are really going to get a lot of joy out of making a school from these pieces, building their own, and maybe literally making up their own from scratch, their own minor clan or whatever, using this, or a school that just hasn't been statted. It's in the lore in previous editions in this game, but hasn't been statted, and they can bring it to life, or do a school justice because they just made the school bad. Curse you, Fantasy Flight Games. I shall make the Heated Defenders better, I guess, or something. Some people are going to find building their characters fascinating for those reasons, but for the most part, I think you're missing out on a pretty big important of the game, but it's up to you. That's it for today. If you like this video and you want to see more, come back tomorrow. We got a new video every day, and if you're a patron for only $1 a month, you can actually see the schedule every Sunday. Sunday Thumb Day. Get it? Sunday Thumb Day. You can see the thumbnails. Anyway, bye.